Time for Triple P with Trisha, brought to you by Triple P of Elkhart County. Trisha, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing this fine morning?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well?
Doing great.
Doing well?
Good.
Just a great time of the year. These flowers, if we could just keep these flowers on the trees. You know, there's
They
this
don't
little
last very
window.
long.
They're very pretty.
Yeah, they just burst into like this bouquet. I mean, what a cool trick for a tree, you know? They're like, you know, most of the time I'm a tree, but once a year they're like, ta-da! They become this big bouquet of flowers. It's really cool. So, we're excited that you always start out with a winner from the WFRN family. Trisha?
Yes. So this week's winner is Talina Joy. So congratulations.
Congratulations, Talina Joy.
You have won a $50 Essen House gift card for you and your family. So I hope you enjoy a great meal out.
Listeners are able to win this just by interacting with Triple P in some fashion, asking you a question either on Facebook or sending you an email.
Yes. So please write in those questions or comments. And this week, I'm putting a challenge out to everybody. Next week, we're going to be talking about teenagers, jobs, and money.
Oh,
so
those three things
send
next?
some questions ahead of time this week because
Okay.
spring's here and summer break is coming. Have you thought about a job for your teenager?
Summer
Have
jobs.
they thought about it?
In that moment, Trisha, when you said you're going to be talking about teenagers, summer jobs, and money, I had a flashback to chemistry class in high school when my chemistry teacher, Mr. Roth, would say, and I can't remember what they were, but he'd say, we have sulfur dioxide and hydrogen peroxide and something else, and say, do these mix? And I'd be like, I don't know. I love that mix. I don't know. So
It's dangerous to find out.
So we'll look
You just have to know.
We'll look forward to hearing about teenagers' jobs and money.
Yeah, so write in those questions and comments on that and give me some fresh ideas of maybe which way I should address this next week for
All right.
everybody. But
Very cool.
again, if you have little kids and chores, I want to hear about that too.
And the best place to send questions
Is to info@tripplepelkhartcounty.org.
Okay.
But again, Facebook's a really great page.
Yes.
So
Yep.
send your questions through
just
Facebook.
do a search for Triple P Elkhart County on Facebook. Like them. Great place to get your questions in as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Trisha.
So what do we have for us this week?
Well, we're going to talk about teenagers again, and we're going to address fads and fashions.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So could you guys name one fad or fashion you remember from when you were a teenager?
Beards. Oh, wait. Those are back.
What? In high school?
Beard.
Well,
for high school students.
amongst the guys,
Sorry,
it kind
sorry.
of was.
Middle
It was
school, high
like, if
school.
you could grow a beard, you should. That was kind of
Okay.
the rule.
I'm going to show my age here. Leg warmers.
Leg warmers.
When I was in high school
Wow,
in the
okay.
80s, leg warmers were a big deal.
Let's see.
That's about the only thing I noticed because it was
I
hard to
rem-
ignore leg warmers.
I remember when I was in high school, middle school, high school, it was when the girls wore the belts on the outside of their shirts as jewelry instead of actual
Interesting.
functional
A
belts.
little bit of a piratey look.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
but it was like this giant necklace. So
I think giant blue jeans
giant.
Like
were in
oversized?
style. Yeah, huge.
They kept falling down.
Well,
Like
but
those parachute
it
pants.
wasn't just around your waist. It was
He's not old
also
enough to parachute
around
it.
your legs.
Oh, yeah.
Like these giant blue
Oh,
jeans.
my goodness.
Oh, aren't we glad those died?
Yes. They'll
I
probably
know.
come back at some point.
Yeah.
But not for us, they won't.
So that's one I remember.
So
did,
what
you,
are
did you guys do those things? Did you do the fad things?
not so much with clothes. We bought a lot of resale clothes or had a lot of hand-me-downs. So
Okay.
we were never real up into fashion.
We were kind of that way too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never
would-
got the giant jeans, but they were normal. So a little larger than normal. I just had to.
I was what Huey Lewis called hip to be square. That was me.
Hip to be square.
I just always looked the same. So, okay, sorry,
funny.
go ahead.
So when we look at our kids today and fads start really young. I'm addressing it for teens today, but even the littlest kids, they notice fads and
Yes.
fashions.
Yep.
And generally with the younger kids, we see fads and fashions in the toys that they want. So when I was really little, I remember the original Polly Pockets. It felt like all my friends had those original Polly Pockets, where this tiny little doll's no bigger than your pinky fingernail. Major choking hazard.
Right.
Right. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it felt like everybody wanted those, and I just begged my parents all the time, I want one, I want one, I want one. Never got one, but
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
I
toy
never thought
that
about
phased
that.
out.
That does apply to kids' toys. And they're plus they're seeing the commercials probably.
Yep.
And their friends are getting them.
Exactly, yeah.
These
And then
days, fidget spinners.
fidget spinners, yeah, exactly. And those are kind of phasing out, I think.
I think so.
There's this.
I don't see them
There's
as
so
much.
many of these things. I mean, obviously, there's multi-billion-dollar industries whose whole job is to think of new stuff for kids.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't there something where with an egg that hatches itself,
Yes, the
right?
Hatchimals.
The
That
Hatchimals.
was like all the craze 2 Christmases ago.
Oh, okay. I'm still 2 years behind.
I have no clue
We
what
had
you
some
guys are
Hatchimals.
talking about.
Hatchimals. Oh, yeah.
We had
It was a
Hatchimal
big
begging
deal.
going on in our household.
So we need, as parents, to just think about why. When our kids are attracted to a fad and fashion, we need to think about why.
Oh,
Like, so why are they wanting this? Do they feel like they need to be in the in crowd? Is there some peer pressure there? Sometimes kids are just searching for their own style. So when it comes to the haircuts, hair colors, and fashion for their apparel, like they do naturally go through this phase of, I do not want to look like mom. I don't want to dress like dad. I want
my
to
own
be myself.
yeah. I love
Yeah.
mom. I love dad, but I want my own thing.
Yeah. So they start experimenting and trying different things. And sometimes it's just to get attention, either from mom and dad in a negative way, because like they just want attention. So they're going to go maybe get like those 6 piercings on their ears or whatever they know mom and dad won't like,
Right.
because they just want some attention.
Yep.
Other times, maybe they're getting interested in girls or getting interested in boys. And they're
Trying to impress somebody.
Yes. So
Maybe that Hatchimal will get me a first date when I'm a little older.
and it,
Okay, this is good to really reflect on this and try to think. I wonder what's motivating this.
yeah, and talk about it.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
it can be really challenging sometimes for parents to adjust to this, because some fads that are out there are really bold,
Right.
because they're just bold, and maybe your kid has the confidence to do that, but maybe it's too much for you. So you guys need to talk about that and have some ground rules. So again, when you're dealing with fads and fashions, and if it's something that you are uncomfortable with, make sure that you take the time to educate yourself on fashions and what's going on in the teen world. So if I had a teen girl, I could figure out what's really popular for the girls to wear and figure out their fashion. Now, I might think that stuff's really cute, or I might hate it. If I think it's really cute, I need to remember that I'm not a teenager anymore, and I shouldn't be dressing like my daughter.
Right.
Because that'll be super embarrassing.
Just a little side tip. For
Yeah, just a
everybody.
side tip. Like, but
That's
it's
free.
really
That's
important too,
Yes.
because they need their own identity,
Oh,
and you
good
need to
point.
be comfortable in your own
Good
skin.
point. This isn't our chance to relive junior high.
Yes.
Right. They get their own chance.
We have earned every year that we have.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And praise your child for what they really do that you like. So maybe your son likes to spike his hair in some crazy way, and that by like halfway through the day it falls down. So like teach him, maybe like, you know, if you put some hair gel in there, it'll stay up and it'll look nice all day. So if he does something like that, be like, hey, thanks for putting the hair gel in today.
It's a
Your
good idea.
style
I
is
think I
gonna be
might
good.
be counting the hours until it fell down.
Yeah.
Yes, it finally fell down. I'm kidding.
I really like your hair, like around lunchtime.
Really looks good in the evenings.
Oh, that's great.
But I hear what you're saying. It's part of what you're saying is maybe instead of just wanting them to conform to how you would do your hair if you were them, pick what hills you die on and say, you know what, help them out.
Yeah, I mean, think
That's
back
cool.
to our grandparents. Would we really want to dress, act, and behave the same way that generation did? It doesn't really fit in the world today.
That's a good point.
And the world that our kids are going to be in 10, 15, 20 years from now is going to be very different. So we do need to raise our children to be the adults of the future.
If there's nothing inherently wrong with it, but it's just a harmless fashion, they need something that they can look back and laugh at themselves when they get older and roll their
That's
eyes
true.
at themselves
You're like,
too.
oh my word, why did I do that? Yeah.
They'll try to destroy the pictures later. Don't let them. Save the evidence.
Yeah. But I'd like you guys all to be aware that sometimes, you know, the emotions in a teenager can be up and down really fast, and sometimes teenagers can be very pushy or almost bullying to try and persuade their parents to be like, well, everybody's doing this and everybody's going to the movies today, but I'm going to be the only person that doesn't have a cell phone. Like, don't just cave into that as a parent. Investigate. Call up the other friend's parents. Call up the teacher. Email the teacher.
Build
be like,
your case.
yeah, really.
Yeah.
I had this one mom. I thought it was the greatest thing. Her daughter came home and she wanted to have a boyfriend. And I think she was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
And her mom's like, no, you're too young. And then she's like, but all my friends at school do. Everybody in my class, everybody in the whatever grade, they all have boyfriends. So the mom was great. She called the principal. She emailed the teachers, and they're like, no. hardly anybody actually is
So
dating.
it was basically, she let in a little fresh air of reality, a little like reality check.
Yeah, she needed that. She needed to bring that
Good for
awareness to her daughter
Yeah, that
because
is
within
cool.
her daughter's sphere of people, maybe they all
Sweetheart,
were.
let's look into this and
Yeah.
see if that's the case.
So talk about stuff like that with your kids and then have ground rules and expectations.
That's good stuff. That's cool, Trisha.
Yeah. So like with dating or something like that, you can, like growing up, our rule was you couldn't date until you were 16.
It's a good rule.
It was an easy out if I got asked out to somebody that I didn't want to
It's
say
not
yes to. I'm like, oh, sorry, it's against my family rules.
And then that age just seemed to go up as you got
I was
older.
gonna say 16. It's a good rule. It's not quite as good as 22, but 16 is a starting place.
So have some safe things for your kids to say and for them to fall back on you. And and
right.
keep talking with your kids.
Cool.
Very cool
Great
stuff,
insight.
Trisha.
Thanks, Trisha.
To
Yeah,
find
but-
out more, sorry, Cody, go to PPLKartCounty.org. And again, Trisha wants your questions, and you might win a $50 gift certificate
Yeah.
from Essenhaus. The email info@PPLKartCounty.org.
Yep, great. And always go to our webpage if you want to find some upcoming events that we got going on for this spring and this summer. And that's just PPLKartCounty.org.
Thanks,
So,
Trisha.
yeah,
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Trisha.